What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series we're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 25, and in this episode we're going to talk about rumors and a small little update. With regards to rumors, I'm talking about rumors, as in false information, information that is not current or up to date, or information that has absolutely no credibility. Recently, I've had links sent to me from people who claim that Michael Bay is confirmed to direct Transformers 5. And whenever I see these links, which I actually get a lot of, it doesn't mean anything to me. I just shrug it off. And so I decide to just entertain myself by clicking the link where they claim it says it is confirmed. So I click on it, and then I see what I expected to see, and that is an old article with the headline that says Michael Bay confirmed to direct Transformers 5. So then I ask, so what is the source? Like, what is the where did it originate from? And then they say that, oh, it's right there. It's all on that website. And that makes me want to say that just because it is on the internet and somebody said it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Now, how do you find out if an article that you see on the internet is true or not, or if it's current or just a rumor? Well, first of all, check the date, all right? Check the date of when the article was made public, when it was presented to the public, all right? Well, let's look at this article right here. It says, Transformers 5 movie to feature Quintessons and Ultra Magnus Michael Bay returns. July 28th, 2015. That's quite recent, right? So you're probably thinking, oh, it must be true because it's so recent. This is a very, very recent article. So it must be the most up-to-date and current information, right? First of all, let's just look at the source, okay? And by looking for the source, you gotta look for a link that takes you somewhere to where that statement originated if you cannot find it in the entire article. So I click on it, and it takes me here, which takes me to an even older website, which is dated June 12, 2015, all right? And in this website, the headline is Transformers 5. Mark Wahlberg thinks Michael Bay will direct. You know what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with this? So if you want to look out for information and do a little bit of investigative researching, you really got to look at all the little details. First of all, check the date, and then look for the actual source. Did the source come from, is it IMDb or Wikipedia? You know, those are not credible sources of information. That is an archive of user-entered information. It doesn't always end up being accurate or up to date. Of course, people try to update it as much as they can, but the actual source of the information does not update those websites. You know what I'm saying? All right. And also, did it come from something a little bit more credible? For example, the actual source, like Paramount. Did they issue a press release? Did Hasbro issue a press release? Did Michael Bay say it himself? Did it come from TMZ? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look for the actual source. Just because it's on the internet, it doesn't mean it's true. So right now, there is no truth to Michael Bay coming back to directing Transformers 5, as well as the existence of the Quintessons or Ultra Magnus, or even a Beast Wars story. Let's look at this headline right here. It says that Transformers 5 plot speculation. Akiva Goldsman teases Beast Wars storyline in absence of Optimus Prime. This is a headline, okay? This doesn't mean that we're actually going to see a Beast Wars storyline, because if you read what Akiva Goldsman says, he says, if one of the writers discovers an affinity for Beast Wars, they can drive forward on treatments that will have been fleshed out by the whole room. All right? He's just saying that, you know what, if we decide that we want to put Beast Wars in the saga, then we'll do it. It doesn't mean that they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? These articles need to sell news. That's how they get their viewership. They need to sell people reading their articles, and by doing that, they got to make a headline, and a headline that sells. All right, so that's why this obviously got the attention of Transformers fans, but you got to read the entire article to really understand what they're trying to say. Okay, so to this date, Michael Bay is not attached to direct. He recently came off of directing his Benghazi film, and then after that, he is signed on to direct Time Salvagers for Paramount Pictures with Lorenzo de Bonaventura producing. All right, that is a fact. Okay, is there a chance that he could direct Transformers 5? Of course there is, but as for right now, the most current information is what I've just told you. Okay, so I'm just dropping some knowledge for you guys. I want to teach you guys how to look for information, and by doing a Google search, typing in Michael Bay direct Transformers 5, that won't get you anywhere. All right, if you want to do that, then at least look at the date and look at where the original source of the website is, because there are a lot of websites that exist that have a headline that don't actually state a source. They just state a whole bunch of things like name dropping. For example, Ultra Magnus, Quintessons, Unicron, Blitzwing, Cyclonus. They start name dropping, and suddenly it's fact. Okay. Anyways, that's all I got to say with regards to rumors and false information. You know what? This is kind of a rant. I'm sorry. This is kind of a rant, but I just want to tell you guys that, you just got to be vigilant about these things. That way you're not adding to spreading rumors, okay? Now, moving on, let me tell you about something that is a little bit more solid than what I've just covered, okay? We have one of the writers, Stephen DeKnight, who is part of the writers' room. He decided to speak about the Transformers writing room, the Transformers Cinematic Universe writers' room, on an interview. And I just want to read you a couple of quotes, and let's see what we can make out of it, okay? Is that wonderful thing where features are now taking a page from television and getting people together to really try and plan things out. It was a wonderful experience. Akiva Goldsman was fantastic, and Jeff Pinkner, who's co-writing the 5th Transformers movie with him, was phenomenal. Zach Penn, it was just a room full of brilliant, funny, amazing people, and we spent 2.5 weeks in physically the best writer's room I've ever seen in my life. Paramount pulled out all the stops. It was phenomenal. We laughed and joked and told stories and plotted out. End paragraph. So, what do we get out of this? Well, some people might think, well, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Well, it means a lot to me, actually. First of all, Stephen DeKnight, he's taking a break right now. He's no longer a part of the writer's room. For now, he's taking a break because he's working on some other things. So which makes me want to ask, how much did he actually contribute? And which part of the Transformers Cinematic Universe is he writing for? Is he writing for Transformers 5? He could be. Is he writing for some of the other films? He could be doing that too. But based on this, it doesn't sound like that he is contributing to Transformers 5. Instead, the writers are Akiva Goldsman and Jeff Pinkner, and maybe Zach Penn. So that would be Akiva Goldsman, the Academy Awarded writer, Jeff Pinkner, who wrote The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and also Zach Penn, who wrote The Incredible Hulk. These are your writers for Transformers 5. Is Stephen DeKnight involved? Like I said, I really don't know. But he is a great writer. After all, he is responsible for the brilliance of Daredevil. Okay? And like I said, they've been working on it for 2.5 weeks. I don't know if he's a part of it right now, but it looks like he's working on something else at the moment. All right? So, let's see what else he said. I can't say what we plotted out, but it was all very exciting, and in the next few months, we'll see what moves forward and what doesn't move forward. But it was a fantastic experience. One of the best experiences of that was when Steven Spielberg popped by one afternoon to just sit and talk and hear what we were working on. Everybody was about to throw up. They were so excited. So, Steven Spielberg popped into the writer's room, and that's kind of great. I think that's a great thing because, Steven Spielberg's name is on these films. He's labeled as an executive producer, which, if you don't know what that is, he essentially forks out the money, and then he puts on a little bit of a little bit of some ideas, but essentially he's the one who calls the shots. He's the big boss. Okay, but then it's really up to the writers to do the work. And then he might say, well, maybe we should do this. But he won't like elaborate fully on it. He will just suggest a couple of very vague ideas and then let the writers do their work, all right? And then there's another thing that I got out of this. It was very exciting, and in the next few months, we'll see what moves forward and what doesn't move forward, all right? So they're trying to take ideas and put them in, and they're also trying to take ideas out to see what doesn't work. So just because the Transformers universe is so vast, it doesn't mean we're going to see all of it. All right? It means they're going to take the best parts out of it and see what they can do in terms of putting a story together. And he said that in a couple of months, we'll see what works. So perhaps in a couple of months, we're going to see something solid, as in a full official statement about what we're going to see. Okay, what we're going to see, as in like not like spill out all the details, but first of all, maybe we'll find out who's really writing the 5th installment, and also a general premise of what we can see. All right, let's see if I can find any more stuff. It remains to be seen. I think the biggest thing something like that does when you're dealing with a franchise that is so global and makes so much money is actually taking a moment to really think things out. Because a lot of the times you go into production, you don't have a finished script, or your script is still being worked on, and it's very difficult to work that way. I can't imagine, especially with the second movie, when the writer's strike happened and Michael Bay had to start prepping anyway. I can't imagine trying to prep a movie of that size and complexity and not having a locked script. And it happens all the time in movies. You just have to start because of people's availabilities. So my hat's off to Paramount for trying something new in this way and really giving this writer's room thing a spin. But for me, it was a fantastic experience. I loved it. Okay, so what I gathered from that is it sounds like that Stephen the Knight, for the time being, he's done with the writer's room. Maybe he'll come back after all. He did mention that he is taking a break. So maybe when the time comes, he will be back. Something tells me he isn't working on Transformers 5. He was working on the future installments because they have to get all the writers together, plan it all out as one big story. You're going to work on Transformers 5. You're going to work on Transformers 6. You're going to work on Cybertron sequel. You're going to work on Beast Wars. You're going to work on Bumblebee spinoff. And then the first film that's going to come out is, of course, Transformers 5. And then the team breaks off. They break off to do their own things. And when the time comes to work on Transformers 6, they call back that writer. All right? They're not going to all work on it, considering that we're going to have enough Transformers films to last 10 years. Okay, you know what? They're not going to sit in this room for the next 10 years. It's only when they need them, but they needed to put all these people together so that they can map it all out. All right, now at this point, everybody will have their own responsibilities. Okay, and you know what? The other thing that I got out of this is that you do not have to worry about this sucking as hard as Revenge of the Fallen. Stephen the Knight acknowledges what happened with Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. They had an incomplete script. While that happens all the time, and you see this sort of thing with a lot of films, they don't want that to happen again. And that is why he acknowledges the fact that Paramount is really taking a chance by experimenting with such a huge writer's room, with such a big global money-making franchise. They're doing something kind of unprecedented. It's not like writers' room haven't existed in the past. They have, but it usually consists of maybe 3 or 4 writers for a smaller film. Not something so big with like these high-profile writers. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is quite experimental, but I feel that this is the right direction to go for because of, I mean, they don't want to just keep on repeating the same sort of thing. This is something that is going to keep the feeling of every single film that is going to come out fresh. In essence, it's kind of like it's another reboot when you really, really think about it, because they're trying some really new things. All right? So that's all I got to say in this video. I'm just trying to interpret all these quotes from Stephen the Knight. I mean, he is given us something. He knows that the fans want something out of this, because a lot of the hardcore fans do really know. And he's doing the best he can to stay vague about it, but at least give us something. All right? And I'm trying to do my best in trying to take the words and try to find out exactly what he's going to give us, or rather what they're going to give us. All right? Anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. What do you guys think about anything that I've talked about? Let me know in the comment section below. And you know what? For the future, should you decide to send me a link, go right ahead. But I just want you guys to do your homework first before you decide to send me a link. That way, if you send me a good link, we have something to talk about. If you send me a link that is really no use to me, then, you know, there really isn't anything to discuss. All right? Anyways, stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully I'll have something more for you guys, and I appreciate all your support. So thanks a lot for your subscriptions. And, oh, by the way, if you want to chat with me, go to the Ragin Nation Facebook page. I've been really active on it. I've been reading all the comments. And also, if you want to chat with me directly, a little bit more one-on-one, follow me on Twitter. At the Ragin Nation, or rather, is it at Ragin Nation on Twitter. Follow me there, and I've been doing a lot of tweeting recently. It seems to be my preferred choice of communication with my followers, and so follow me. Twitter.com/@RaginNation. And of course, I'm on Instagram at the Ragin Nation if you want to see all the silliness that I've been posting on Instagram. And there you have it. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And my name is Alex Yu, and I'll see you next time. Peace. That he's with a really good team of writers. Okay, let's see what else we can find out. Okay, what